All right, it's me again, and still getting used to this, obviously. It's only been a few videos now. So, today I want to touch on the men, boys in Britain. Um, Obviously coming from the viewpoint of, I think, I'm one of them myself. So yeah, I can guarantee, I've just checked and that is definitely me. But what's been going on, I mean, it's been the last 5 years. You can definitely see a change and decline of the respect and the standing of men in this country. It's just been shocking, absolutely disgusting, really. But what we're seeing now is these seeds were sown 15, 20 years ago. And now they're sort of, they're blooming out now, and we can sort of see that the way men have been made to feel and the way society deems them and all that, it's just unreal. And it's the people that go along with this actually and push it, and they think that it's a good thing, which it definitely isn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some absolutely despicable men out there who, in my eyes, in my book, they're not men. You know, the disgusting crimes that they might commit or how they treat women in abusive relationships, anything like that. Yeah, there are dirt out there like that, absolute filth. But I'm talking on the whole, the general, of the way men are demonised is just not on. It's wrong, and it's actually bringing down society. But I know that is the agenda. If you can bring them down, other things happen, and that's a plan that's been going on for a while now. I'm not saying that men are needed by a woman, like in a relationship. A woman has to be with a man. I'm not saying it like that, but at the end of the day, men need women as well. But women do need men. But what is the best way and easiest way, the quickest way to destabilise a country? You just toxify and bring down strong men. I mean, like I said, there's certain groups, there's people that will jump on that because they think, men have been doing this for years, men have been doing that, let's bring them down, let's push them down. They'll be the ones, though, that suffer the most for that if they get their wish, and that is what happens in the future. But they don't realise that end goal, where it's going, and what that could mean for everyone. But I'm talking on a national scale, especially in the Western world where this is happening. But I mean, it starts down in the streets, just in your neighbours' houses. If you hit them places, you can sort of let that sort of feed into toxifying relationships, marriages, families. That respect then that women have for men will just be gone. Now, I'm not saying that respect that women should have for men is like out of fearing them, that, oh, I'm scared, I need to respect him, or he's going to do this, or he's less of a man if I don't respect him. But when you're not taking men into consideration like that, and then realising that, men have feelings as well, they have emotions, they are a human being. It's not just the women that have these things going on, men do as well. We have times when we feel inadequate, our self-esteem is rock bottom. Comments can affect us as well. We might not show it. We might try and think, right, I've got to just stick my chest out and I've just got to bowl through this, and not let it look like it's affected me. Men cry. I cry. I'm not going to bring my son up to sort of think that you cannot cry. All right, you don't cry over, or me, I don't cry over, I've cried at films, I've cried when I've been upset, but I don't cry if they've taken my favourite series off the TV or something like that. But there are times when men can cry, but also as well, if there's some men out there that find it very hard to cry, and you don't demonise them and thinking that, oh, they're a tough, hard bastard and all that, and they show no emotion. Their emotion might be in a different way. It comes out in a different way. But, you know, there's a lot of men who've been brought up in a way, especially the older generations, that they've been brought up in a stoic way, and which is good as well. In some ways that is good. But then also there is a, not always, but there can be sometimes a weakness in that, if you find it hard to show emotion. But like I said, this is starts seeping into like homes, workplaces, just being out, people going on the train to work. You know, men can feel like, oh, I can't look around the train. Oh, if I look at her, she might get offence to that. Oh, hang on, I'm a stalker. Oh, where shall I look? I'll look out the window. Oh, hang on, them horses and that sheep are looking and realise I'm staring at them, so they might get offence. Oh, look down. Oh, I've offended my shoelaces. Let's get some Velcro slippers. I mean, where does it end? But that's how we can feel. We are on eggshells of what we're supposed to do. Is that right? Going and opening a door for a woman? No, that's sexist, that's wrong, you shouldn't do that. Women can open their own doors. Well, of course they can. But I was brought up that I let a woman through first. I opened the door for a woman. Just little respectful things like that. I still do to this day, and I did as a child. I remember being 10 or 11, walking into my local town's shopping centre and that. I remember walking along from my road, and if there was a woman, a single woman, I would not walk behind her. I would cross over the road and I'd walk on the other side of the road just in case she could hear someone behind her. And I was doing that from a young age, and I've taken that through to now. What is wrong with men doing that? That should be in our DNA. That should be from what we've grown from. And that is one thing from cavemen that we should take up to now. Not the other thing from cavemen, like grabbing them by the hair and dragging them around. Not that one at all. But we can't carry on like this. That needs to be reclaimed in a way that we're allowed to do that. All right, if a woman says no, then that's her prerogative. She's allowed to say no. She don't want the door open for her. That's fine. You know, might be a bit moody, but that's fine if she wants to do that. But men's mental health, they say, oh, we need to look out for that. But I don't think they are, because these are the things that are affecting men's mental health. Demonising men that they are evil towards women and being put down like second-rate citizens in a way. That screws with your mind. That fucks your mind up. You've got enough things going through your mind as it is without that adding to it and putting it in the boiling pot. I mean, there's a lot of men out there, they're going through fucking hell. You know, depression, isolation, feeling cut off from everyone, feeling like they don't matter, that they're not normal. Yeah, what's normal? You know, they've been made to feel like, oh, they're a shit partner. A load of women could get together and all that and go, oh, he don't do this, he does that. Oh, they're a shit partner. Oh, they're a shit dad. When they know that they are doing the best, but society has wanted to try and ram this into everyone's mind that men are not capable. They can't be a great parent. They can't be a great dad. They're never going to be a great partner, because it don't matter what they do. Oh, they could get the fucking Hoover out. They could do the washing up, they could fill the washing machine, they can hang it all up. Not enough. Oh, they're taking over. Why are they taking over? Because the woman can't do it? Oh, don't do it. Oh, not done enough. Lazy ass. So this has been put into people's heads over the years, and it's sort of gone under the radar in a way because people haven't realised what is taking place with doing this. Because you're bringing down men, and what will happen, it softens the nation, it softens the Western world, it softens the world. I like to be inclusive, so also if that's going out into the galaxy as well, then if there's any male aliens out there, then obviously that's not going to be good for them either. That'll soften them, and they're probably not allowed to fly in their spaceships. Like they've got to sit in the back, maybe. I don't know, but the other side of this, seriously though, is you wonder why the rates of men, what's the PC way of saying this, trigger warnings and stuff like that, but men who realise that they can't go on any longer, and they make that unbelievably hard decision to end it, to end that mental and physical suffering, that pain that they can't carry any longer. That has to stop. That men are put in that position to feel like that, to feel that inadequate, their self-esteem on the floor being trodden on, that they're not worthy, that they're a shit dad, they're shit to their partner, they're shit in society. That is not right. Just the same as it's not right if you treated women like that and put them down like that. But now we're all supposed to be more awake to what's going on, and we're supposed to be kind and like people and do this and be there for them and all that. Well, it's funny how this goes on in this new world of being really awoken to all of these things, that men, it's okay to do that. Really okay. But then it doesn't help though when you get pricks like the two Gary lovers though, like Gary Lineker, with all the shit that he spouts. That's another story altogether. But then you have Gary Neville coming out, and for my sins, from a kid in the 80s growing up when we were crap, I was a Man United supporter. So I went through hard times, to good times, then to now, as you know what's going on, that we're shit again. But it is what it is. So when I was a teenager, I was seeing the success of that Man United team. So, I loved them players and some of the ones, the fight and the drive that we had. And then you get now people like Gary Neville that I think done such a great job in making people, how can I put it? He come on to Sky, and when he was doing all that, people were so like, oh, he's going to be a cock because if he's biased towards United and stuff. But even I was really pleasantly surprised that he wasn't like that. He's doing brilliant on that. Absolutely brilliant. And then what does the cock have to come and do? He has to delve into all this stuff. He done that stupid thing 18 months ago where he met up with the farmer, Starmer, on his little country walk, like, oh, what are you doing here? Nice to see you. Oh, let's stop. Oh, look, there's some ramblers. Oh, let's have a little snap taken with them. I mean, it was absolutely... But he has to delve into that world. I love these privileged people that feel they've got to delve into it. But it's funny, though, because they all delve in on the left side, but everyone's too scared to on the right because they'll get cancelled. But turning around and saying that demographic of it's middle-aged, angry, white men, British, that's the problem in this country. That is the problem. So he's adding to that demographic, and that is so damning, so hurtful that he's doing that. What an absolute bellend. Because he doesn't realise, because he's up there and he's got his money now. Now, I don't mind people working hard and getting up there. I'm not jealous of people in the spotlight and they've worked hard and they've got there. But then there's people like him, doesn't realise though, or he probably does, but he doesn't care now though, that it's them people that he's speaking about are the ones that have paved his way to be where he is, to get him that money. And he damages us and blames us when actually that demographic in society is the ones that are being put down and being made to feel like absolute shit, and then going off and then finding a quiet spot, jumping or doing something just the same as that. And he's adding to it. It's like, shut up, cock. Don't talk about football. Don't talk about that. You're adding to men that could be taking their lives when they've got enough they're trying to cope with at any given time, whether it's family issues on top of that, the cost of living, the bad government, and just being made to feel bad and wrong because you're a man. Sums it up really, doesn't it? I mean, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't know. To have that hanging over you, I mean, it's like caging a lion in a washing machine. Most men don't want to fight, they don't want to cause harm, they just want peace. I mean, I know there's an exception to that rule, the ones who are, Miss Sonny Johnny, but that stupid word that want to put down women and stuff like that. Yeah, you're going to have men like that. Every part of society has some wrong uns. There are some cultures that have too many wrong uns per capita, but most men, the older they get with wisdom and all that, they want to slow down. They want to live more at peace. You know, that testosterone was flying around when you was younger, and I know myself the stupid, shitty things that I did that was more damaging to me than really anyone else, but it harmed me and damaged me. But you want to get to a place then where there's more freedom and there's more peace, and you can start slowing certain things down. And I think a lot of men, like when they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they go through that and they want to go that way. Now, I'm not saying that men slow down and then they want to retire, because I believe in that thing. Now, when you retire like that, and you don't do anything, you ain't got a plan. That's it, isn't it? They end up being dead in 5 years. You do all that, take all that shit, you get to retirement age, and then poof, you're gone. Poof, I'm talking about smoke, right? Poof, yeah, right. But the men who've got a plan, they want to keep going, movement, and to me, that's that. I always say, like, exercise, yeah, that's great, you need to do that, but the important thing is movement. Keep moving. One step in front, metaphorically as well though, one step in front of the other. Keeping that movement in your life going. That is what's going to carry us into older age to live longer. Do we want to live longer at the moment? I hope and pray things will change. I always have a little faith that it can. This is the worst time I feel in Britain's history now, that we're at that 11th hour, that it's got to change now. But, like I said though, I mean, I feel that men, if they're not, and even people like me and men my age, we need to reignite something else in ourselves. That depleted testosterone that's been sapped away from us over the years, that cruelness like that, we need to somehow generate ourselves, because We need to somehow try and save this country. The government's not going to do it. We need movements of men being there, supporting each other, not letting people put us down, metaphorically kicking us in the bollocks. None of that. We need to be there for each other, to support each other, to rise up like old school communities, tribes, that sort of culture of man. And the younger as well, like younger boys growing into teenagers and all that, they need to have that direction. That sane sort of teenager, that sane, non-snowflakey, woke, I'll take a flag out every weekend and wave it all around and not have anything to do apart from doing that. Not that sort of male, but ones that can actually join up with people like us though. So it's a bit like trying to save, well, it's quite sexist, isn't it, I suppose, when they say mankind, because it's mankind, womankind, but I'm just talking about men, to save mankind on that sense, but also though to be there to help, if needed, women as well. But I feel that we need to all unite like this, because I don't think that this country can survive, and I don't think that we can survive though. Not only is this country going through its worst period in history, I really do think that men, especially in this country, are going through the worst era ever. I mean, my main going out point and clubbing, drinking, whatever, it was in the 90s, man. I mean, wow, that time, to me, life was going to be amazing, because if the 90s were like that, what's the noughties going to be like? What's the teens, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s? Shit, man, that's going to be absolutely rocking. If that starts off like that, I want some of that. Little did I know at that time, I wish I remembered more of what I was doing, but then they do say that if you do remember it, then you weren't really there. So it proves I was there, but that was real, that time. That was a time when people proper loved each other though. People were there for each other. When they keep having to drop in like the racist words and things like that all the time. Back then, that was at its peak of when people looked after each other and were there for each other. I'm not saying things didn't go on, but you will never eradicate every bad thing ever. There's always going to be wars going on. That's human nature. It's not the great part of it, but that is human nature. That will happen. But back in the 90s, man, there was so much positivity going on. The music scene was fucking rocking. It was films, sport, just the togetherness of people. People were there. People were kind. They were friendly. They wanted to help each other. Yes, there were fights as well, but I tell you, back then, though, there was a lot of fights going on, though, that people would then, well, that's stupid maybe, but they'd high-five each other after they'd just had a row. Very, 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 very limited knife issues, gun issues, bottling. Yeah, you still get glass back then and all that, but it was so different back then. What do we do now though? You know, what's out there? Doing this sort of thing. In some ways, didn't ever want to be doing this sort of thing. People know me, know that social media drives me insane. I hate a trend. Oh, let's do this little dance. Yeah, let's all be sheep. Let's all follow and let's do that trend. Drives me fucking round the bend. Can't stand it. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of social media, phones. You know, the old thing that people walking along the street, they're looking down when, look up, man. Look at the beautiful world that we've still just about got. Don't be looking down into a screen. But saying that, people do. subscribe and like this channel, comment, share it, do all them things by all means if you're going to do it. So, but you know, that's another thing, watching the correct, right sort of people on YouTube and where you get your information from. I mean, I love people like Liam Tufts. Some people say that I look like him, or he looks like me. Paul Thorpe, Dan Wotton. You're getting real information now. People who don't see all that, I sort of get it in a way. If you're just getting all your news from BBC, wow. That mainstream media just shows you what they want. It's all propaganda. They'll steer you the way they want to steer you. They're not giving you unbiased news. Now, you follow them people like I'm talking about. You do your own research. You deep dive. It's the only way you're going to do it. That's the only way you'll get true, the truest. Maybe we'll never get 100% truth, but the truest form of information. I mean, it's very true. They say knowledge is power. That statement carrying into these times is massive. Thinking about it, absolutely massive. But you know, I think talking about men's mental health like that and the fitness, about getting our brains sorted and getting ourselves on and also the fitness as well though. Going into these times we're going, if you're sitting on the couch and you're like some big fat blob and you weigh 30 stone and you know you're gouging on Burger King's pizzas and stuff, by all means occasionally have a treat. It's not really a treat, is it? But occasionally eat shit, yeah, alright. But take a look at yourself. What are you doing? That goes for everyone really, innit? What are you doing to yourself though? Shoveling that crap inside you, doing nothing on the sofa. Get out, get some fresh air, do something, do that movement, just move one step in front of the other. You do one step, the second step follows, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5. You're walking to the shops. Come on, fatty, do some steps. That's how you do it. Then have a jog, then have a run. Then go down the gym, then go CrossFit. Get into martial arts. Start reading the right thing, watching the right thing. Well, hey, you've got a bit of a life going on now. Play an instrument, get the guitar out, get the flute out. Play with your flute, well, hey. But sitting there, shoveling shit in your mouth, sitting glued to your phone is not going to sort this out or this. It fucks both up in the same way. So we need to help ourselves though, you know. These people are putting more and more on us. We need to help ourselves. We need to get that fitness going. Now, when I'm talking about men getting stronger, I'm not sort of talking about stronger for violence and stuff, but we need to be able to protect ourselves, to protect our families. So what's wrong with the way men want to get fitter or get stronger, build some muscle? And that's a weird thing though. It's been called right wing because you want to work out, and it's toxified because you want to go to the gym. It's crap, absolute crap, because yet again that way then it makes you feel bad of what you're doing, which is a natural thing to do. But to be honest, I think we do need to be prepared for what could happen in the future. Start training, start doing a bit of boxing, get some kicks going, start a martial art, do some kickboxing at a good reputable place, do your research. Muay Thai, Krav Maga. I mean, when my shoulder is completely healed going into next year, that's what I'm going to get back into Krav Maga. You know, I've dabbled in different things over the years, but we need to do something. The way that this country is going, it's like men finding that calling with other men though. You know, it's not like mindless thuggery. There's love there, there's compassion. there's laughter, there's piss takes. I've always said, you see two gay men together, they're the happiest people I ever see, and I mean it in a loving way. I know and known some gay men over the years. I don't think I've seen an unhappy gay man. Is it because he's with another man? I don't know, but I just love the love that men can have for each other. That is nice to see, though. You let them walls down. You feel safe with another man sometimes. So I feel that we need to get back to that. But liking men like Ant Middleton, Joe Rogan, David Goggins, there's emotional. I mean, David Goggins, I love that man. I love the ethos of that man. The other day I saw a speech he'd done for a war veterans thing in America. I think you find it on YouTube and that, about 5 years ago. Wow. He's up in there in front of all them people, and that is the first time I've seen him get that emotional there, but he had to pause, he had to stop. You could see it was choking him up, but from the places where that man come from, and you see David Goggins, the weight he was when he went through his demons, his battles that he's fought all his life, to go through that, realising that I'm a big piece of shit. His words, he's a big piece of shit. He knew, yeah, no one else can help you though in them times. You've got to find it. You've got to get up, look at that, wobble it around and say, I don't want that no more. Sling it over your shoulder, get out there. Change things, change it up. You can do it. It's your movement. But them men, they can have deep emotions. You know, I'm an emotional person, and that I would much prefer to have a friend crying on my shoulder than carrying him in a box next week. When men bottle that up, that is why we lose men like that, man. That can't continue. But it's having them role models though, that they're strong, they're confident, they are emotional, but they can show how they can conduct themselves, and they can handle them emotions though in a sort of a productive way that's not harmful to themselves or others. But that's why as well though, I believe like the male teenagers, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not just males, it can be females as well though, but the state of what they're going through at the moment, I feel that they need these positive role models. You know, some of them get drawn into these wanky gang culture things. I understand why. If they haven't got family or they're not loved and that, they can get drawn in by these drug dealers, and they become role models. But, you know, they need to find real men. If you're on that path, it's very hard to get off that path. You're already dead in a way though. It's a dead man's path. It's like you're a walking zombie. It's like Walking Dead. So it's even harder to get off that path. But if you can stop that before and make the choices in your life to get the right role models, go and join a boxing club, go to a martial arts place, a running club, do stuff with your mates, make some groups up with your mates and all that, get over the park, do something good. Then I sort of think about though, when we're fighting against these things, you get twats like a couple of Garys. I mean, Gary Lineker, where do you start? So I'll park that one. But Gary Neville, that comment though about people like me basically, apparently, that's so damaging. It's so harmful. That's stopping people living their lives. How can anyone have him as a role model? But if they do and they've got him to look up to, then that is worrying. That is very worrying. But I really want to make this a movement as well for people, good people, You know, where we can discuss things. We can, in the comments, that people can make friends. Oh, please share this video, share my channel out there. I want teenagers who are old enough to go on YouTube and stuff like that. I'd love them to see this. I'd love them to make friends, make groups, talk in the comments, arrange to meet up in areas and bits and pieces like that. But we need more of that, because society has really weaponized this destruction of mankind. I mean, I didn't want to do these things. I just wanted to enjoy this period of my life, enjoy my life and my kids. You know, I do when I can, but I couldn't leave what's happening. It's not what I'm about. I have to speak my mind, and it affects my freedom, and it affects the way I want my kids to grow up. So I am having to spend time to try and see what can I do to make them things better. Shouldn't have to. Nothing should affect my freedom, or it should affect the way my kids live their life, or the way I want my kids to live their life. Ironically, I've been brought up that way from my mum. She taught me in a way to speak my mind. Like I said, she taught me them values of manners, respect, please and thank yous, and opening doors for women. Like we said though, it's not cool for that, but I mean, I did say that I want women to be following this as well, because I am going to do another one of these about women and girls as well, like in a similar way, just to show that I mean what I say. Not all women, obviously, because the ones who get up on a Saturday morning and go out and wave a Palestinian flag, I do not think that they're going to be interested in what I have to say, because to them, well, God knows what their views are on me, but because I'm just normal, peace loving. But I just want to see if on here we can have like decent women who care about this country, care about what men are going through as well. Get similar chats. That's what I want to do as well though, because I do believe in equality. And I agree with the fact of, I don't want illegal men coming into this country threatening or endangering other women and young girls. I mean, I don't want anyone obviously doing that as well, but this is obviously heightened over the last few years because of that, which is not right. So hence why I'm saying the things I'm saying. But remember, all what I'm saying, as always with me, it does come from a place of wanting to do some good, and it's not hate, it is love. And I can only I've only done it as a kid and all through my life. Any action or thought and that always comes from a good place, a place of love with me. There isn't any hate. I wish that I didn't ever have to do these sort of things, you know, but anyway, like I said before, if you could like this, share the hell out of it, subscribe, comment, let's get some chats going, let's get some movements going. And I'll leave you now. I'll just leave you with that thought again, that let's make today better than yesterday. There's one thing we can do. It's definitely that. Take care.